Okay, so this week I decided to do something different. I'm gonna continue coloring this mindfulness coloring book by Emma Ferrarens. I think that's her name, and she's a French illustrator born in Cebu, so that's great. She grew up in Paris though. Okay, so let me choose a different. So I was working on this design initially, but it's like a little bit too tiresome for me. I want something a little bit simple right now. Something. Oh, okay, this looks easy. I like this. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so yeah, I read 3 books this week. And what makes this week a little bit special is I read audiobooks. I listened to audiobooks for the first time. So I used my account on Libby. So Libby's just like library. Yeah, you can borrow a bunch of library books, and that includes audiobooks. And that's how I read the Freida McFadden books that I read. So I was able to go through 3 books. Freida McFadden's books are so easy to go through, very easy to listen to. Yeah, so I read, well, you may know her. She's been like writing thriller books. Like she has 24 published books, I think. And she blew up recently because a lot of people are getting into thrillers, and her books are on Kindle Unlimited. And the popular ones include The Housemaid, The Perfect Son, those books. But those weren't available at the moment. Oh, why do I keep on closing this? I'm not done. Okay, so yeah. It wasn't available, so I got 3 books, which were Never Lie, The Surrogate Mother, and The Wife Upstairs. I first read The Surrogate Mother, so I'm very into like stories about that, like surrogacy, infertility. I'm so interested in that thing. So when I saw that title available, I was like, okay, I'll try this one. And the tagline for the book is quite intriguing because it says, you want a baby, she wants your life. And basically that is what the story is about. We have this girl, she is very successful, very beautiful, married to her very handsome professor husband, and she is rich, so they do not want for much, except they really want to have a baby. But they've been trying for years. They tried IVF, and they even tried adoption, but the latest adoption that they tried fell through. So she was so sad about it. Like she had a baby shower and everything, but then it was canceled, so she was so upset. And of course her husband was upset too, but her personal assistant, Monica is her name, she said, hey, why don't I be your surrogate mother? Why don't I be the surrogate mother for your child? And since they have this like professional relationship, like she's been the personal assistant for 6 months, I think. Or I don't know, even if you're not like an assistant for a long time, or if you haven't been working with someone for a long time, and especially in that kind of dynamics, like where she is sort of like your assistant, it's not appropriate because the management might think that the assistant was coerced to do this, when in fact it was all her idea. So yeah, she was hesitant at first, but then her fantasy or her desire to have a child like overrode everything else. So she said yes to the personal assistant, and then everything is going okay until her assistant starts acting weird, like she's maybe messing up the schedule of I did it again messing up the schedule of our main character so that she can't attend ultrasound appointments. And then her calling the husband like a nickname. Yeah, it was all so weird. And yeah, the main character is starting to feel like there is something suspicious going on, but she doesn't catch on very quickly. So majority of the time when you're listening, you're like frustrated with the main character because like she seems so dumb. Yeah, like the personal assistant was so good. Like she was able to frame her for a lot of things to the point that she's gonna end up in jail. Like that's the level of stupidity of the main character. Yeah, so that's why I didn't completely like I give it a 3 stars. So it was a mid thriller. It was pretty gripping, but there was some ridiculousness that I could not accept. So yeah, that's why I gave it a 3 stars. I read next Never Lie, and this one is kind of this was my favorite out of the 3 that I read. So I gave this one 4 stars. It is about a couple who go to this house. So they're newlywed. So they go to this house because they're like in the market for a new house. And they saw this one is very big, very beautiful. I colored the wrong line. Okay. Very big, very beautiful, and well, it was not that expensive. So they decided, hey, why don't we try this house? And so they drove like to the middle of nowhere, and unfortunately there was a blizzard, so they had to stay there for a while. So they were expecting to meet the realtor, but she wasn't there, obviously, because maybe, the weather. But they were stuck there. They had no choice but to go inside the house. But even like before they went inside, they already saw a light switched on. So this gives the reader the impression that, ooh, something is going on here with this house. Yeah, so the concept of them getting stuck in a house in a blizzard reminded me so much of the plot in Alice Feeney's book, Rock, Paper, Scissors, because it's the same concept. This couple goes to this, I think it's supposedly they won like a vacation thing, but it wasn't actually. It was like a church, an old church that was converted into a house. So that was that trip they had. So it's a bit different because this time in Freida McFadden's book in Never Lie, it's not them going on vacation, it's them like choosing a house to live in. So they go in there, and then the girl is all nosy, and she finds, by the way, everything that I'm saying right now is like in the synopsis, so it's not really a spoiler, or I'm just giving you enough nothing to ruin your experience, like in case you're listening to this video. Okay, so yeah, she was this nosy girl, so she was looking through the stuff. She found a secret room in the house, and she finds like a bunch of tapes, because this house, it was known to them that this house was owned by a renowned psychiatrist, and this psychiatrist like disappeared years ago without a trace, and people assume that she was dead, but nobody knows because they haven't found the body. So they're there, and I think because of the reputation of that house, that's why it's being sold for very little. But at the same time, it's very enticing to them because, yeah, it's a big house and the price is so good. So anyway, yeah, so she stumbles upon the tapes, and then the tapes have like initials on them, like AS, PM, whatever, blah, blah, EJ. So you don't really know, as the reader or as the listener of the audiobook, you don't really know who these people are or what's their role in this story. And yeah, I think this one was really made well. Very good twists in this one. Like, I wasn't able to see any of the twists. It was that unpredictable. And everything, like the red herrings, were so good that, yeah, I did not anticipate any of it, like, legitimately. So, yeah, that's why I gave it 4 stars. Yeah, so what adds to the mystery is, not adds to the mystery, but it adds to the intrigue. We both know, or the readers know, that the couple is like keeping secrets from each other. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so the last book that I read, what blue should I use? This one. Okay. The last book that I read from her, Freida McFadden's book, is called The Wife Upstairs. And this one was a 2-star read. And I think it's because it's way too similar to Verity by Colleen Hoover. I think everybody knows Verity, or at least heard of it. So in Verity, the premise is there's this author who gets into an accident and she's not able to finish writing her book. And so the main character is hired by the husband to ghostwrite and finish the series. So that's Verity. And in The Wife Upstairs, it's the guy, the husband, who is the author, and he is writing, he's an author, but then he needs help with his wife, who is disabled, or like, yeah, she's not speaking well. She's like very dependent on like special needs, not really special needs workers, what do you call that, caregivers, let's say. Yeah, she's very, yeah, she needs help with her basic human necessities. I can't find the word right now, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so anyway, she needs that, and so the pay is good. So the main character is like, sure, I'll be the one to do this job for you, no problem. And so she stays with them in their house, and the wife is like communicating with her, and she hardly understands what the wife is saying until she figures out that what the wife was saying was revealing to her that she kept a diary and she kept it in a drawer. So the main character found out that this is what the wife was saying. So she started reading the diary, and it recounts all of the, like, basically her love story with the husband. And it is revealed to our main character that this husband was very shitty towards his wife, like to the point that he doesn't want to share toothpaste with her, and that, like, on the fridge, like, the top shelf is his, the bottom shelf is hers, and the middle shelf of the refrigerator is, like, they share it. They just label their food, like their milk and stuff. So that is very strange. Like, I don't know, that's like a huge red flag. I don't know why the wife, like, even accepted that guy, but anyway, she did. And so, yeah, like I said, the main character is reading about this, the thing, like how they met, and then how he turned out to be a monster eventually. But then the main character can't figure out if any of the things in the diary is true, because the guy that she's talking to is like so nice. Like, he is amazing. Okay, basically she's even like falling for him, and eventually they sleep together because his charm worked on her apparently. And yeah, so that's what happened. The twist I did not see coming. There were a bunch of red herrings that I did not expect was gonna happen. By the way, is this bleeding through? It's not. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, there were a bunch of red herrings that I was not able to like guess. And what I like most about reading Freida McFadden's books is they are very compulsively readable. They are so gripping. Like, you don't want to stop to listen. And that is why you just keep on reading and reading. Well, actually, okay, I did kind of... Yeah, wait, did I predict the ending? Like, I've gaslighted myself so much. Or like, maybe not gaslight, sorry. I have so much hindsight bias that I can't even recall if I thought of that idea or not. But I feel like I didn't. So, because I was thinking of Verity while reading it, and I was comparing it to what happened in Verity, and I'm guessing that's why I did not expect what was gonna happen. So yeah, it is different from Verity, but the premise is so similar, and that is why it was a little bit, yeah, it just didn't do that much for me. I initially rated it 2 stars, but maybe now I'm giving it like 3 stars. That's my final rating. Yeah, but like I said, Never Lie is my favorite because I was not able to guess it. I like it when I'm not able to guess the plot twist. Like, that is the purpose of a thriller, is to not guess what's gonna happen, right? So it did that job. And let's see, color sleeves. Let's see this one. Yeah, it did the job. And then for the first one, Surrogate Mother, it was just too unrealistic. Like, the things that were happening to the main character, like, yeah, I can't believe that she can get in trouble or go to jail for something like that. Yeah, so I can't say anything without giving away spoilers, but essentially, yeah, that book was super unrealistic. But what I do note about Freida McFadden's writing is she knows how to write a good ending. Unlike Alice Feeney. So Alice Feeney, I read 2 of her books already, Daisy Darker and Rock, Paper, Scissors, and she has like really good plot twists. Like, you can't guess her plot twists. But at the same time, I don't like it when she spells out what happened or what the twist was, or like she tends to over explain what happens in the end or why things happen and stuff like that. So Freida McFadden doesn't do that. She just tells you, and then that's it. And then she gives you an ending that will make you think. Like, it's not that clearly cut like a perfect ribbon, if I'm making any sense. It has some kind of, like, it makes you feel not dumb. Because sometimes when I read Alice Feeney's books and she over explains things, like, I feel kind of dumb because there's no space left for my imagination to run wild. Yeah, though I do like Alice Feeney's writing style and her plot twists. That's one thing that that's stopping me from giving her 5 stars. I've given 2 of her books 4 stars. I can't give it 5 stars because, yeah, she's always so, like, she spells out everything for me, and I don't like that. So I'm actually anticipating to read Freida McFadden's other books. Wait, I think this is the same. Yeah. Why am I gravitating towards this one? Okay. So I'm actually pretty excited to read my, what's that titled? The Perfect Son, I think. Yeah. Wait, is this it? Why am I choosing the same colors for these? Okay, let's go with red. Yeah. Okay, so, and The Housemaid. I think The Housemaid is her most popular book to date. And I don't think the audiobook is available in the library that I signed up on. So, yeah. I might be reading it on Kindle Unlimited, which I still have to subscribe. So I'm like not collecting, but keeping track of all the books that I want to read on Kindle Unlimited so that it won't be a waste of money to subscribe to Kindle Unlimited but read only a single book. So Kindle Unlimited costs, I think maybe around 600 pesos if I calculate correctly. 500 to 600 pesos. And that's actually pretty good price already for a book. But you know me, I love annotating, so but sometimes for thrillers, like I don't mind annotating them on Kindle, because if you have them on the Kindle, you can actually see your annotations on Goodreads because it's connected. Yeah, so I'm coloring this like a child. I'm so sorry. This is actually my first time coloring an adult coloring book, and it's pretty fun. I like how it looks like. I know I'm not doing the proper techniques on how to keep your colors consistent, like you can see my lines and all that stuff, but this is my coloring book. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, so I'm almost done. So yeah, I'll be reading more of Freida McFadden's books, probably on Kindle Unlimited when I subscribe. I think I already said that. I want to read The Housemaid first and then The Perfect Son. Yeah, and I probably will read the rest of the audiobooks that are free on the library, because actually it's really, really nice to read audiobooks. Like, I have been missing out so much. Here's the green I've been looking for. Everyone has been saying like they say that they listen to audiobooks, and I don't read audiobooks simply because they're expensive, but when I had access to the library, well, I was able to listen to, and I think thrillers are best to listen to on audio, or any like commercial fiction type, because for literary fiction, I don't think I can read literary fiction on audiobooks because I want to actually digest the words. The thing with audiobooks is when you read them, it's more of you just absorbing, like it's a fun time. You're not really enjoying the prose or the sentence structure, the figures of speech. Like, that's not a point of those commercial fiction. It's more on entertainment and the shock value in terms of thrillers. So yeah, okay, I think I did a pretty good job with this one. Kind of. Well, it looks really nice when I look at it from here.